you created AI to help you with reverse engineering. That's very interesting. How did you start this?
Hi, thanks for having me. Yeah, I started Revive.codes with an idea that now we can learn coding by looking into uh, applications, right, that others have written and are in use in production, right? So this is something that now is in my mind for quite some time. I have been doing some learning-based applications with a kind of personalized learning applications, and now this is uh, something that came out of that uh, application itself, and where I was looking for some practical ways to learn, right? So this reverse engineering is something that I used to do when I started learning coding, and no, I mostly learned from looking at Stack Overflow, looking at other applications to see how they are written, and basically applying those same learnings in my coding as well. So yeah, so this is the basis for it, and no, it started after no the AI advancement has been no been big now. So I thought now I can use AI to analyze the application code and you know, provide whatever is needed to learn coding, right? So basically, instead of learning from a toy application, from learning from courses or books, right? Now you can see how other codes are written, and know and how working code is written, and basically learn from that. I thought no, this would be a much better way to learn because you know normally the production code is very different and very complex than uh, whatever we learn in the course, right? So that's why I thought no, this could make sense, and I wanted to start this.
Okay, cool. So you tried to find something useful in the recent vibe coding trend. How is it different from the current AI prompting and how is it helping the users?
Yeah. So what I offer here in Revive Codes is a structured way to reverse engineer an existing application. So if you have a code, let's say if you have an open source code, and you want to learn from that, now you can always ask ChatGPT to tell you like about the application, right? How it is written, and how it works, all those things, right? But what I have done here is I have used my experience um, and my learnings as a developer, and now I've seen like what a typical developer would need if they choose to learn this way, right? So basically, uh, if you upload an application to Revive Codes, what it would do is it would break down the no, zip file into like obviously it has multiple files. Any application would have multiple files, so it would go through all the files and find what are the the important files, the core files that are contributing to the application, and it will skip the library files, all the other no supporting files, and it will go into these files and understand how it is written, and and then it starts to get all the architecture information, the tech stack, the business logic, all those things are derived after that, right? And now finally, like for all those important code files out there, it gives you a detail of know what each of these files do, and it will also enable to navigate through the code base easily. So if you get a large code base, right, you will not know normally like where to start and what next, right? So here I have given uh, that kind of guided learning option where if you if you open that application in Rivet Codes, you will be asked to start here in a particular code and then navigate next. So look at this code, look at this code. So there will be a structured way to navigate the code base and see how it is written, how the flow is, right? And apart from that, you will be able to see the business logic, what are the business logic in each of these modules and how they have been implemented, and what are the dependencies between the files. All these things are directly available without you having to code, you having to prompt any LLM. It is directly available in the application. And not to be frank, you'll not be able to get this level of detail, no, by default, unless you go through like multiple steps to arrive for this level of detail. So I'm trying to make the code analysis easy. So that's the thing that I'm providing in the web codes.
Alright, so essentially this is like having your own prompt engineer that automates initial research for you, right? Can you show on an example how that would look like? I also would like to know how the interface with the AI works. How does the code interact with the neural net, and which model are you actually using?
Yeah, I'll show you a quick demo on how this Revive.codes works. So first thing you need is a zip file of your project, or if you log in using GitHub, you can directly import from your GitHub repository as well, right? And yeah, so once you have a zip file, you can now upload that zip file now from here. Let's say you can upload, and you can say like start analysis. So it takes a few minutes to go through the process, the project structure, and find the like most important files, and then read through those files and all. Yeah, so it takes at least around 3 to 5 minutes for this process to complete, depending on the size of the project. Right. And yeah, so let this run, right? And then probably I'll show you some project that you have already analyzed. Yeah, so this is NanoChat. This is a project that a guy named Ajay Karpati. He's an ex-OpenAI, ex-Tesla. Right, so he did a project on training large language models. Right. So this is so this is the technology that it uses, mostly Python, and there is some small web section to it. Yeah, so and this is a summary, right? It's a visceral project from GPT style natural language model, right? So it has a Python backend, and there is a sorry. Yeah, so there are some training and evaluation modules attached to it. Yeah, so and coming to the modules, so these are the 6 modules that the system has detected in this whole project: the core language model, web chat interface, command line, and model training, all those things, right? So from here now you can now see like if you want to analyze a project, normally an experienced person would check for the architecture, the business logic behind it, right, before diving into the code, right? So that's what we have here. So you have a high-level architecture diagram, kind of a technical architecture diagram, right? So you can see like there are two client interfaces, and there is an API tier, and then the core module of training the models, and then some data processing modules, right? And this is this is on the infrastructure, the CUDA and stuff like that, so that interacts with the GPU such, right? Yeah, so this is a high level technical architecture, and there are more details available below, right? So what this client tag does, and what this API tag does, and all. Yeah, and then and there is this logical flow also, right? So you have no, there are multiple modules as we saw, right? So for each modules we provide the flow of how this particular module works, right? Um, yeah, so this module like the core engine, right? So it will get the input from the user. If it is training the model, then it follows a particular path, right? Otherwise, it just loads the existing model and does stuff like this. So this kind of flow you will get in for all the modules, right? Um, yeah, and so you can zoom in and zoom out on the diagram, right? So this is the model checkpoint, the data pipeline, and stuff like that, right? So how the data flows through the entire training process, right? That is there, and there is another model for evaluation, right? Okay, so you will also see like for each of the modules, and these are the highlights of each module, right? And so it uses task-based architecture, and so there's a passing of tool syntax and stuff like that. So let's go to this LLM core. So it says that this model uses a multi-query attention um, in this, right? And so yeah, the training conversation is managed through global variables. So ideally, now we are working on a change where now you can click on this particular file and directly go into this particular module, right? So that is also in progress. Now let's go into the code, right? So normally when you look at the code directly for any project, now you'll have to see like, no, you'll have to first know how to navigate through the code. So we provide a guided navigation in Revive. Now you can click on the start here button. So it goes into the most important file to start with. And so you can see what this particular file does, right? So it provides the entire GPT model architecture, configuration, all those stuff, right? Okay, so you can read through this and then you can go to the next file, right? So this is one particular let's say I think an optimizer kind of thing. And similarly, like you can go through uh, this entire project like one by one, right? So it will navigate through each and every most important files, not all those files, all the files, but the most important files that the system has found out, right? And so here you can see the dependencies also, right? So in this here you will see like now what are the files that are being used in now what modules, or sorry, in what other files, right? So basically, sorry. So the data loader file now it is using now it is being used in the train and the tokenizer and data sets. And similarly, like when GPT is being used in all these three files, right? So you can see the dependencies, and you can also directly go into, for example, yeah. So this engine is used in almost all the other major files. So you can double click on here to directly go into this particular file, right? Okay, so that's the other thing, right? And coming to this, now we have seen all these four tabs. Now that provides like a lot of information about the project. Right? So as I mentioned earlier, the reason I started this project is to learn how to build this same project myself. Right? So coming here, right? So here you will get a direct a learning path, right? So you can start this project step by step, right? First, now this system will help you to do this project by yourself, right? So the way it does is through progressive mini projects, right? What I mean by that is, so it will start as a small project just to set up the environment, and then once you have done this, then this next step will be to add the first kind of components to the project, right? Um, maybe their first training data, the training code for this project, right? And so on and so forth. So you will be going through this entire step so to arrive at the final, no, the project that will be kind of a close to a complete um, project for this nano chat, right? So if you click on the generate, basically it will also provide you the code for each of the steps so that you can just copy and paste it, right? And you can also, maybe like the other way you can do is you can just try it yourself. If it doesn't work, then you can get the code from from Revive, right? So that's the ultimate idea, right? So that you'll be able to learn from here, right? So we are also looking at the um, customized learning paths, right? Let's say if you're a fresher that's starting newly, right? You don't have much idea of machine learning and stuff like that. Now for you, how it will be, right? And similarly for let's say if you're an experienced person and you're just looking at nano chat and you want to develop by yourself, so for you it will be a better learning, easier learning path. So we are looking into the possibility of having different learning paths for based on the expertise. Okay, so as you can see here now, it has given um, the basic files needed for this, right? I mean, currently it has given kind of a TSX file, but the idea is to provide the code blocks one by one, right? And also, there is some kind of okay. Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you.
Oh man, it looks great already. Thank you for the demonstration. Can you tell me how many people are already using it? What were the reactions?
Sure. Thanks a lot. So far, I've seen more than 100 plus users in the beta. I just published my site in Reddit and Twitter, right, and a couple of other Discord channels. So in this, 100 plus users have signed up and have uploaded their own projects or some open source projects as well. And what I've heard is like the analysis by the tool has been very good, right? People have uploaded some very complex projects, right, across different technologies like C, C++, and modern web technologies as well. So the code has been written in very good analysis of their own project, right? And yeah, so I think the tool is working the way I intended. Yeah, so it's good.
Okay, nice. What is planned for the future of this project? Do you plan to support binary reversing as well?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's a good question. Actually, I've been thinking about it a lot. Since I published in reverse engineering group, from there, I see a lot of people who have done kind of binary reverse engineering. They are exploring this as well. Yeah, so probably I may go into that area as well, right? But no, that is some area that no, I'm not. I don't have much expertise on. So before I dive into that, no, I need to get some expertise on that as well. Right? And no, and before that, I need to give the current project a proper shape and give it to the users for their own usage. But yeah, so binary reverse engineering, yeah, I plan to have it in the near future. Right? I think that will be a very interesting use case to have as well, to have a proper tool to do that. Right? But of course, I understand it has its own kind of risks, etc. Right? So I need to be aware of that. And since I'm not very much into that area. I need to study about that more before I won't do anything on that. Right? I mean, first of all, I need to do some kind of a binary reverse engineering myself to see how it works, and then I need to see what kind of tools or what kind of features are needed in the product to support that. Yeah, so probably like yeah, I could go into that. Now before that, then I need to give some uh, take this current product into a certain place, and then add more features and functionalities to the product.
What can you tell people about yourself? How did you get into programming and what is your background?
Yeah, actually, I'm a data warehouse person. I worked in data warehousing, data visualization, and data engineering using tools like Informatica, Tableau, Alteryx, all those stuff, and that um, I think I worked there for like around in that for around 18 years. Around now, I've been to uh, US and Singapore and stuff like that, right? And from there, no, I started developing my own ideas into products, like couple of kind of 10 years back, right? And no, I started with a small OCR application, and I'm using simple HTML, JavaScript, Python as a backend, right? And from there, it all started. So I developed a Twitter bot named Search This Image, and that was yeah. So that is kind of a reverse image search bot that helps you to reverse image search any tweeted images, right? So that is basically to stop the spread of misinformation. And in fact, like that was received well. It had around 33K followers, right? And yeah, now it is not active. Twitter has put a lot of they increase their API price like anything. So I've just paused that bot for now. Yeah, and a couple of years back, I left my day job and started my startup. So the first product was Link Learn, which is a personalized upskilling platform. Basically, it will generate skilling courses based on the learner's current skills. Right. So basically, let's say if you are from Python background and now you want to learn .NET, right? So LinkedIn will create a course for you that will kind of teach you .NET from the perspective of a Python developer, right? So kind of it will say, this is how a for loop works in Python, but this is how it was in .NET. It's that kind of learning where you can leverage your current skills when you're learning a new skill, right? And yeah, so this revive, I would say, is kind of a continuation from that, kind of a different approach to learning, right? Um, so many times we see things how they work, and now we try to implement that in our projects, right? So that's how it started. And yeah, so this no, I started around 4 months back. Sorry. Uh, yeah, and then so I'm using like currently it's a lot of vibe coding as well. I'm using AI for coding my products, and now apart from this, now I'm also helping a couple of other companies to develop their products. Right, I'm acting as a what they call as a fractional CTO for a couple of other companies. Right. So yeah, so that is about me.
Do you have any tips for future reverse engineers? Besides using your tool, what would you suggest to people interested in learning reverse engineering?
If you are in, if you're getting into reverse engineering, I would say it's a very different path. Unless you are very curious, you wouldn't get into reverse engineering. So it's a field which uh, by default no people don't worry about how things behave in the back end, right? How things are coded and stuff like that. No, um, if it works, that's great, right? That's how normally people goes, but only reverse engineers go behind the scenes and analyze, right? Yeah, so that it takes a lot of curiosity to do that, and that's a great trait for any developer, right? Anyone coming in new to software or any engineering kind of application. So I would say explore as many technologies, as many tools, games as possible, and make use of all these latest and greatest tools, right? Both open source and others, right? And see like how stuff works, right? And that will lead you to design your own applications, your own games, um, in a much better way, right? Um, so the more you see how things work, how things are designed, the better ideas that you will get, right? So yeah, I mean, explore like, I mean, for example, I started exploring how this torrent is working, how Bitcoin is coded, right? So all these things like, no, is not needed by default, but it feels great to know actually, right? Yeah. So that curiosity, I think it will help you a lot. So yeah, all the best for your career and your future.
Thank you. Yeah, I also think curiosity is the most important skill in learning basically anything. And also thank you for the interview and the patience you had with me making this video. Last question, where can people find you? I will link anything in the description.
Sure. Thanks a lot for having me as well. Um, I really, really liked the conversation we had. Yeah, hopefully we'll be in touch, right? And yeah, I'm normally active on Twitter and LinkedIn, and my DMs are normally open. Can always ping me. I'll share my Twitter and LinkedIn profile links with you. Yeah, and you can uh, yeah, probably put it in the descriptions. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. See you next time.